Halloween, a folk singer, a mysterious girl, and Celtic mythology. Hi everyone, it's Carrie aka Nerdygirlcreates. Welcome back to my channel. It's Indie Friday, and today we're going to look at another Comixology exclusive, Cold Iron. And this is written by Andy Diggle, and it's got artwork by Nick Brokenshire. It focuses on a girl named Kay living on the island of Man. She is a musician. It kind of opens with her sitting in this middle of stone circles, kind of like Stonehenge, performing a song on Halloween with a bunch of kids around a campfire. And the opening is just her focusing on this singing and then just kind of like talking to some friends, heads home, talks to her granny, and then heads out for another performance at the last minute because somebody canceled. And she comes across a girl on the road and then a mysterious creature. I want to talk about the art first. I think the artist was trying to go for some like Celtic type of designs in this. And I don't know, it just doesn't come off really good. You know, it's not like top tier comic artist. This is not the type of person you rush to go see at the comic convention to get them to sign a book because you love their art so much, you know? It's very blah, and it seems like they stick to like a very small palette of colors when doing this. I know it's nighttime, but it's kind of like, I don't know, the word is like very boring. It's not interesting. Now, the other thing is the story. And I was really interested in this because I always kind of feel like when it comes to like Celtic mythology, they kind of take a backseat to other mythologies such as Greek gods and Egyptian gods and, you know, Viking lore. It kind of like you don't get too much Celtic stuff. Maybe once in a while about leprechauns or banshees, but you know, that's the standard you get. This kind of goes into more of like the darker creatures in Celtic mythology, which I was really hoping to see a lot of. But I'll be honest with you, from the point Kay finds this girl, it's mostly her running with this girl, running with this girl. Then they bump into one of the creatures, and then they're running again and running, and then they get to a house, and the book ends. There's no kind of like explanation. There's no kind of like action sequence between the character and any of these monsters. There's no kind of set up for anything more interesting. It does leave on a cliffhanger, but at this point, when you get to the cliffhanger, it's kind of like, why wasn't this happening earlier on in the comic? End of the book, they're getting ready to fight the creature that's like stalking them, and they're using iron, which in Celtic mythology is supposed to be the thing that can kill them. But you see here wondering, why wasn't this happening sooner? Like, there's a lot of running, there's no time, there's no like, okay, what's going on, what's happening. I know they're trying to make you like go through an adrenaline rush, but it's not even really interesting. It's kind of like just running for a whole volume. And again, this leads back to what I was saying last time when I was doing a review on Scott Snyder's Clear from Comixology. Nobody knows how to sell a book in the first issue. They're all very much dependent on thinking you're going to go automatically into the second. I mean, by the time I get to the end of this, it was kind of like, yeah, I don't care. I mean, you haven't really set up anything. You haven't really created anything here that makes me intrigued about the next volume. It's just like random monsters coming out of the woods and a girl and no explanation, just running. Running and running. And again, the art is not the greatest. I am not a fan of this art. There's a scene where Kay is running, but she looks more like she's falling instead of running. And it's kind of like weird. And there's moments where they're also trying to do some comedy and it doesn't stick. Like when she bumps into the the goat monster, she kind of like, oh, it's just a goat, you know, and then it's really hard to try to review this book because it was just bland. There's not a lot going on in this outside of running and running and running. I mean, even the opening sequence when she's doing the song was kind of like blah. It was kind of like, okay, do we need these many pages to go over this? I mean, I know the story itself that she's singing might tie into what's going on, but it's not. And as somebody who has like Irish roots and Celtic roots, I'm kind of like disappointed. Again, you people who write these comics need to know that you need to sell it in the first. You need to create intrigue. You need to set up like the story. You can't just have multiple pages of somebody just running. There's no like explanation to kind of intrigue you for the next round. It is just, and again, also the art is not the best. It's you're going for something and it comes off bad and you don't have the right artist to pull it off. It's really blah. I'm not a fan. I have been striking out with these Comixology originals, and the one I was hoping that might have me intrigued is, yeah, it's not the best. I I wouldn't recommend it. If you do want to check it out, it's on Comixology. I think a few more volumes have dropped since this, but it's called Cold Iron, Andy Diggle. So go ahead, tell me down below, is there a Comixology original that I am missing out on that is actually pretty good and I might enjoy and you want me to review? Is there something else you want me to review? Go ahead, comment down below. Do not forget to hit like, share, and please subscribe. I will see you on the next video. Bye.